Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a like up. Kathy Hilton remains optimistic about Kyle Richards' marriage. Nearly 2 years after Kyle confirmed her split from Mauricio Umansky, Kathy reiterated her hope for the ex-couple's reconciliation. The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills friend explained her position during a red carpet interview with 2Fab, admitting she had a hard time accepting change. "I don't like change. I really don't. I'm a creature of habit. I go to the same restaurants," she said at the 32nd annual Race to Erase Ms. Gala. "Mauricio's, our family, the children, all of that. To me, they are still children, and everybody wants their mom and dad together. But you never know. I think in life there's always hope." Kathy made similar comments during the Robe Season 14 reunion, when host Andy Cohen asked the Hilton matriarch if she wanted her little sister and Mauricio to get back together. "Yes," Kathy said, to which Andy replied, "You would? Really? I'm so surprised to hear you say that. I don't like things to change," Kathy said while dabbing her tears away. For the kids. For me, I want everything staying the same." Kyle and Mauricio married in 1996 and went on to welcome 3 children together: Alexia Umansky, Sophia Umansky, and Portia Umansky. Mauricio is also a stepdad to Farrah Brittany, Kyle's first daughter from a previous marriage. As of May 2025, the estranged couple had not taken any steps toward legal separation. Kyle shared more details about her marital split on The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills after show, revealing how her big sister Kathy has remained by her side through the difficult chapter. "Kathy has been very supportive of me, but she's also been oddly emotional about it," Kyle said. "She's broken down crying to me about my separation. Many times she struggles to talk about it, and I think, this is so interesting. And sometimes she's so emotional that I'm like, I can't talk about it with her. She wants to see me happy and move on, of course, but she's also a little bit heartbroken that it came to this." Kathy insisted she still cared about Mauricio and had fond memories of their time together. The mother of 4 also revealed she reached out to Mauricio on his and Kyle's recent anniversary. "We used to have so much fun, and it's sad. I've called to check on him," she said. "He asked, 'Is everything okay?' I said, 'I was just calling to see how you're doing.' I could see in his face that he was set and confused. I felt this was just as tough on him. I just wanted him to know that no matter what, I care and we're here." Get more insight into Kyle and Mauricio's post-split dynamic, including Kyle's reaction to Mauricio's romantic interests. The early spring sun filtered through the French doors of Kathy Hilton's Bel Air estate, casting a soft golden hue across the marble floors. Outside, roses bloomed like promises. Inside, Kathy sipped her tea, an herbal blend she'd sworn by since her days in Paris, and looked thoughtfully at her phone. Her sister Kyle's face stared back at her from a recent tabloid cover, accompanied by the bold, cruel headline, "It's over for Kyle and Mauricio?" Kathy sighed. The public had always consumed the lives of the Richards sisters like episodes in a never-ending soap opera. From The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills to red carpet appearances, the world had watched their lives unfold, glamorous, chaotic, deeply personal. But this, the slow unraveling of Kyle Richards and Mauricio Umansky's marriage, this felt different. This was real. Still, Kathy Hilton wasn't ready to call time on love. "I'm hopeful," she had told a reporter earlier that week during a charity gala, her words gentle but firm. "Kyle and Mauricio have been through so much. Love doesn't just disappear." It wasn't a rehearsed line or media fluff. It was a sister's truth. Kyle and Mauricio had been the couple everyone admired. She, the fiery brunette with vulnerability in her eyes and strength in her step. He, the charming real estate mogul who'd built a Beverly Hills empire with the same charisma he used to charm dinner guests. They weren't perfect, but they had been partners for nearly 3 decades. Kathy remembered the early days when Kyle would call her late at night, voice bubbling with excitement about this guy Mauricio. The way Kyle would giggle like a teenager, even when she had already been a mom navigating single motherhood after her first marriage ended. The way Mauricio looked at Kyle at family dinners, like she was the only person in the room. Love like that doesn't just vanish. But the past year had tested them. Rumors swirled. Public spats were caught on camera. There was a visible space growing between them on red carpets, and it wasn't just physical. Kyle had shifted. She'd grown leaner. More still, Kathy refused to believe that distance meant the end. "I don't think either of them really wants to close the door," she had told a mutual friend recently. "They're just tired. And maybe a little lost in all of this. This wasn't just the marriage. It was the life. The cameras. The pressure. The constant push to evolve. To brand. To share even your tears with the world." Kathy knew what that cost. Her own life had played out in similar flashes of scrutiny, even as she often tried to remain a graceful step behind the limelight. She knew what it felt like to be misinterpreted, to have the world speculate while you were still trying to figure things out yourself. Kyle, for all her bravery, had always wanted stability. Mauricio had been her anchor. Their house, full of daughters, dogs, and laughter, had been the setting of countless family holidays and late-night talks. It was hard to imagine that crumbling into formality. Kathy placed her tea down and stood, walking toward her sun-drenched garden. The birds were chirping, a little too cheerfully perhaps, and she allowed herself a quiet moment of reflection. Hope. It wasn't always rational, but it was powerful. She had spoken to Mauricio recently. Just small talk, about real estate, about their girls, about Aspen. He hadn't said much about Kyle, but his tone, it had an ache to it. That lingering softness you don't have for just anyone. And Kyle? Well, Kathy had seen the way her little sister still wore her wedding band, even if it was quiet now. She'd caught the way Kyle's eyes started to Mauricio's name on her phone before silencing the screen. There was love there. Not as loud as it once was, but maybe deeper for everything they'd been through. They're soulmates, Kathy murmured to herself. Maybe that word had gone out of style. Maybe in a world of quick divorces and Instagram declarations, people had forgotten that soulmates didn't always mean perfect matches. Sometimes they meant growing through the pain together. Kathy wasn't naive. Reconciliation wouldn't be easy. There were wounds to heal. Trust to rebuild. Conversations that needed to be had without cameras, without fans cheering for closure or drama. Just two people looking at each other and remembering why they said, "I do." But Kathy had seen miracles before. She'd seen relationships resurrected when everyone else had counted them out. She knew the quiet resilience of her sister's heart. The media would keep spinning stories. Friends would take sides. Viewers would speculate, dissect, and move on to the next headline. But in the quiet spaces between, Kathy hoped that Kyle and Mauricio would find each other again. Not because they had to, but because, deep down, they still wanted to. As she returned inside, her phone buzzed again. A message from Kyle. "Lunch next week? Just us?" Kathy smiled. "Absolutely," she typed back. "Always." And with that, she let hope bloom just a little more. After all, love has a way of circling back, especially when the foundation was real from the start.